Shifting focus to Mauritius now, the African island nation is hosting India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. On Tuesday, India's S. Jaishankar held talks with Mauritius Prime Minister Pravind Jugnauth. Now, the two leaders spoke on cementing bilateral ties and cooperation.
This high-level visit again demonstrates the closeness between our two countries. Moreover, such meetings serve to enhance the enduring relationship and deepen the strategic partnership between Mauritius and India. As you can see, cooperation between the two countries has been wide-ranging and multidimensional. Indeed, our partnership has now gone beyond traditional sectors and covers the full spectrum of state-to-state relations. I wish to recall that since our independence, Mauritius has benefited from the assistance of India on various major projects.
Mauritius is one of the first countries that I am visiting in my current term as External Affairs Minister. It underscores the strength and depth of our bilateral ties. It is also an opportunity to underline India's unwavering commitment to its special and enduring partnership with Mauritius. We discussed various aspects of our bilateral ties, including the development partnership, defense and maritime cooperation, economic and trade ties, and people-to-people linkages. I reiterated India's consistent and continued support to Mauritius in its quest for progress and prosperity. After all, our ties with Mauritius benefits from 4 Indian priority foreign policy approaches. You are part of our Neighborhood First policy, of our Vision Sagar, of our Africa Forward initiative, as well as to our commitment to the Global South.
The key issue of the Chagos Islands dispute was at the center of bilateral talks. India has reaffirmed its support for Mauritius in the sovereignty dispute with the UK over the Chagos archipelago in the Indian Ocean.
As we look at our deep and enduring relationship, Prime Minister, I would like to again assure you today that on the issue of Chagos, India will continue its consistent support to Mauritius in line with its principal stand on decolonization and support for sovereignty and territorial integrity of nations.
The Chagos Islands include Diego Garcia, which stations a strategic U.S. airbase in the Indian Ocean. The archipelago has been operated as a British Indian Ocean territory. However, Mauritius has disputed Britain's claims, demanding its rights over the islands. The Chagos Islands dispute dates back decades. In 1814, Britain and Mauritius claimed the Diego Garcia, the largest of the Chagos Islands. In 1964, the UK and its ally, the US, held talks over the use of the islands for defense purposes. 2 years later, Britain leased Diego Garcia to the US, which set up a military base there. In 1968, when Mauritius gained independence from Britain, it expressed its claim over the Chagos Islands. Now, in the 1960s and the 1970s, approximately 2,000 Chagosians were relocated to Mauritius and the Seychelles. Many of them also moved to the UK. The Chagosians are mostly descendants of African slaves brought to the island in the 18th century. They have since been fighting for the right to return to their homeland. Despite some British rulings in their favour, in 2008, Britain's highest court overturned previous rulings, citing security concerns due to American military presence on Diego Garcia, which is a critical base during the conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan. For years, Port Louis has emphasized that the separation of Chagos from Mauritius is against United Nations resolutions and is a grave injustice. In fact, in 2019, the International Court of Justice dismissed the UK's right to govern Chagos Islands and called on its government to withdraw from the archipelago. In the same year, the UN General Assembly passed a resolution demanding the UK's withdrawal from the archipelago within 6 months. India was among the 116 countries to vote in favour of the resolution, while only 6, including the UK and the US, voted against it. London continues to publicly ignore the international law for 3 years, when in 2022, James Cleverly, the then UK Foreign Secretary, announced negotiations with Port Louis over the future of the archipelago. Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment. So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for a future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.